Good morning, everyone. Very pleased to see you here and interested in geography. I'm going to do quite a quick introduction here to geography at Trinity. If you want more as well, I'll also be speaking here again at 2:15. But I've actually ended up having to be in two places at once this morning, so I'm going to do the slightly faster version of things here right now, but I'll be back here at 2:15. And so geography matters is what I'm saying here, and that geography is a useful subject and a good subject to take a degree on in college. And geography, as we do it here in college, is probably quite different to what you're familiar with in some respects from school. And essentially, in my view at least, and in the general view, geography is the subject that looks at how and why places differ and how and why places are the same. And we explore all sorts of key issues like why are some places poor, why are some places rich, why are some places politically unstable, others politically unstable, how do landscapes evolve over time, which is my own particular area, I'm a historical geographer. Global climate change, how will that affect Africa, how will that affect Ireland? How do diseases spread across space and time? These are all questions that are dealt with in various courses that we deliver in the geography degree program. And I think one of the key characteristics of geography as a subject that distinguishes it from other subjects is that we work through both the humanities and the social sciences and the natural sciences. I think this is probably the characteristic that makes geography stand out most as a subject. In hardly any other subject will you get a training in both the natural sciences and the humanities and the social sciences. And the geographer is trained to think about both of those fields at one and the same time. And all of these sorts of questions here are ones that require some sort of knowledge of the methods and the conclusions of the natural sciences and the methods and the conclusions and the theoretical backgrounds of the humanities and the social sciences. I know myself as an historical geographer that you can't do historical geography, you can't look at the development of geographical patterns over time without being able to understand the environmental backdrop as well as the process of cultural and political and social and economic change. So I would stress that aspect of the geography degree. Geography at Trinity, you can come in through a variety of routes. We have the route that you're here to hear about this morning, which is through science. And the geography through science is you come in and you do general science for 2 years, of which geography would only be a part. So you would do some biological subjects, maybe some chemistry, some maths, and you do a broad-based science training for the first 2 years that we call the freshman years, the junior freshman and senior freshman years. And then in the sophister years, which is the third and the fourth year, you just do geography. So you become a single honours geography student. The idea here is that it is useful to get a broad-based grounding in science before moving on to specialise. You can also come into geography through the arts, and I'll be talking later on this afternoon at 2:15 here about that. The science students and the art students follow a lot of similarities, but in the first 2 years the art students do a lot more geography than the science students, but they also can continue with 2 subjects right through to the end. You can also come into geography through earth science, so there's a specialised earth science degree, and we have a degree that's 3 years old now in geography and politics. So you can see the way in which here, so in geography through arts, you could be doing it with history, with sociology, with economics, with philosophy. You could be doing it with a range of subjects. So you can see that geography complements and geography works well with both science subjects and with arts, humanities, social science subjects. What will you do? Well, in the first 2 years, in the freshman years, in the science program, you do introduction to physical geography, environmental geography, and human geography. They're all available to you. These are big, broad survey courses that look at some of the key developments in modern geography. So we try to I heard it described once by a former professor here as a sort of a shop window onto geography. So we try to show the best of contemporary geography and to give you a grounding in what the subject is about in the contemporary world. In second year, we have 2 courses for science students, one called Changing Worlds. Now this is, by the time you come through, actually, if you were to do geography, we're actually changing that somewhat, and Changing Worlds used to be both physical and human geography. We're now going to split that up, so you'll have a separate human geography and a separate physical geography strand. And there, again, we continue essentially what we were doing in the junior freshman year, and in the senior freshman year, you get more of that, and we develop the conceptual level of what you're doing, and we try to build upon what was done in the junior freshman year. We also have a course called Collection and Analysis of Geographical Data, which is designed to teach you how to have a critical awareness of how data is gathered, how data is analysed, how geographical data is gathered, how it's analysed, so that when you're reading books or you're reading academic articles, that you have a working understanding of the methods being used to reach the conclusions in those books and articles. So it's to try and develop your critical faculties in terms of reading academic work, but also then to develop a set of skills. So one of the things that we hope that you get out of a degree in geography is a set of transferable skills, skills that are generic, that you could apply in all sorts of other realms. And then in years 3 and 4, when in the science program you would be a single honours science student, in those years then we offer a huge range of courses. So we have courses in environmental history, in historical geography, in African development, environmental governments, a range of geomorphology courses. You also do a dissertation, which is a 10,000 word piece of individual research. It's a very valuable thing to do. We have some new staff coming on that I think some of the people interested in the science program will be particularly interested in. We have a new member of staff who's one of the world's leading experts on the geomorphology of Mars and some of the other planets, but she's a real leading expert on Mars. She's been involved in this Curiosity lander program, etc. So we're very excited about that, and we think that students are going to really benefit from that new member of staff. We also do fieldwork, which I think is always an attraction for geography as a subject. In recent years, we've been to Mallorca repeatedly. It's not a baz off in Mallorca for 7 days. It's a very serious fieldwork. It actually is serious fieldwork during the day, and the students do whatever they do at night. We've been to Iceland. We've been to Kenya. I do, as well as going to Mallorca and elsewhere, I do quite a lot of fieldwork in Ireland with students as well, and so do other members of staff. So it's not all just overseas. And I think that's a key aspect of the discipline and studying the discipline. You can continue through various master's programs, environment and development, environmental science, biodiversity and conservation, a master's in development practice, which is a quite vocationally oriented master's degree. And then we offer to supervise quite a broad range of PhD work depending on the skills and the backgrounds of individual staff members. We have quite a good website which is worth visiting for further information. And so what I'll do at this point is just take some